featured speaker is one of North America's leading trading coaches, a sought-after speaker and the author of the acclaimed book, The Trader's Pendulum, 10 Habits of Highly Successful Traders. Please welcome a fellow graduate of the Wharton Business School, Jody Samuels.
It's a real honor to address the Business Expert Forum of Harvard Business School. Thank you for being here today. My dad used to say, "Jody, everything in moderation." And as a child, I was happy to believe his words, even if I didn't fully understand them. What he really meant was that moderation is the key to a well-balanced life. And over the years, this idea stayed with me. Every time I made a choice that wasn't moderate in my behavior, I thought of my dad. Moderation wasn't something that I was good at. It wasn't instinctive. And often, I confused moderation with perfectionism. For example, as a child, I pursued getting straight A's in school, always putting my schoolwork ahead of playtime with the neighborhood kids. Can you imagine? I can just remember my dad shaking his head at me. When I got my first job trading for a New York investment bank on Wall Street, thrown into those markets with daily volatile swings, I reveled in navigating those exciting roller coaster ride of trading those markets. I followed those markets around the clock through our global network of trading desks. You see, I had entered a world which wasn't moderate, and clearly neither was I. Since I couldn't control the markets, in time I realized that it was my reaction to these up and down swings that I had to moderate. I had to learn how to balance the psychological effects of losing and making money from one second to the next. I had to learn how to deal with bouncing between feelings of fear on the one hand and greed on the other. In short, I found myself struggling to find balance each and every day because trading was my life. This has become my lifelong quest to find balance and moderation in my life. Some of you might call this discipline, and I get it. But somehow discipline never resonated with me. It didn't sit well with me because somehow discipline was taking me more towards perfection and away from moderation and balance. Once I left my job as an institutional trader and set up shop on my own, I revisited the concept of discipline and replaced it with the idea of creating habits. Eventually, I wrote a book called The Trader's Pendulum, The 10 Habits of Highly Successful Traders, because I thought if I could develop habits to trade the markets successfully, then I could empower other traders and investors to do the same. I finally learned how to embrace change and risk in the markets and use it to my advantage. I finally learned how to ride the trader's pendulum. Do you think you have what it takes to become a successful trader? Do you? Do you? Newsflash, I believe you do. Why? Because trading isn't about becoming a master trader overnight. It's about mastering daily habits, one habit at a time. Another example of this from my own life is when I wanted to lose weight. I really wanted to change the way I looked and felt. And I took a leaf out of my own book, and just as I taught my clients how to develop a series of habits, I did the same. Here's how it worked for me. Number 1, I set a goal and had a clear vision of what that was going to look like. Number 2, I got support and coaching from a weight loss group that was also committed to my success. I couldn't have lost all that weight on my own. And number 3 is what I've already spoken about, mastering daily habits by doing the same thing the same way every single day. And what do you know? In just under a year, I lost close to 50 pounds. Now I know some of you are going to want me to coach you for weight loss, but that's not what I do. You can ask my daughter Jackie, a budding dietitian, about that. But what I do is I train people how to make money trading the markets by setting clear goals, developing a system of habits, and being part of my trading community. And if there's one thing I would encourage every one of you to think about, is the power of consistent daily habits. Just as I've developed this roadmap for successful traders, you can do the same. To learn more about trading and investments and investing, please take a moment to visit traderspendulum.com. Find out what I consider to be the 10 most important habits for successful traders. Sign up for a free coaching session with me, and let me guide you on your path to financial success in the markets. Oh, and Dad, thank you so much for teaching me about moderation and balance in my life. Thank you.